Moving on now, the trial for former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin, who has been charged with second-degree murder and manslaughter in George Floyd's death, is now set to begin today. The trial to begin today with jury selection as its first step. The Minnesota Appeals Court on Friday ordered the trial judge to reconsider adding a third-degree murder charge against Chauvin, a late development that could further delay the start of the trial proceedings. Second-degree murder charges carry a sentence term of up to 40 years in prison. State prosecutors want the jury to be able to consider a third-degree murder charge, which carries a sentence of up to 25 years in prison. 3 other dismissed officers will stand trial together later this year. The brutal killing of George Floyd in May last year sparked global protests against police brutality and racial discrimination in the United States. The shocking footage of Floyd's death sparked a wave of Black Lives Matter protests across the country and even the world. Floyd's family and supporters have repeatedly called out the authorities against the growing injustice in Floyd's murder case. Many have shown apprehension and resentment against the U.S. legal system.
Do you think we can handle an acquittal? Do you think the world can handle an acquittal? So this is one of the hardest situations of all times. Something's got to be done. But me being a Black man, I know that sometimes things aren't done the way they're supposed to be done for us.
Demonstrators carried a mock casket as part of a march honoring George Floyd in Minneapolis on Sunday, a day ahead of the much-awaited trial. Authorities have mobilized thousands of police officers and members of the National Guard to provide security in the city, while many protesters on Sunday said that they worry that the accused will walk free, but warned that this will not be the end of their movement.
On a beaucoup d'espoir, mais en même temps, on s'attend à ce qu'il soit pas jugé coupable, comme d'habitude, quoi. C'est bien le problème de la justice américaine, quoi. Il y a deux poids, deux mesures.
For more on this story, I earlier spoke with our correspondent Sarah Walton for more. Listen into her inputs.
It's a huge... The last year has seen huge tensions, really, in race relations within the US, and it was very much sparked by the death of George Floyd. Coming up for a year ago, of course, his death very publicly broadcast across the internet in that video of him, he was knelt on, his neck was knelt on by a police officer during his arrest in a really graphic video. And we are now a year on. There was a whole, it's been months and months of demonstrations, large-scale protests by organisations like Black Lives Matter, calling for, investigations into police brutality, calling for police forces across the US to lose funding and for that money to be allocated to more social-based organisations that can help step in with local policing matters. Now we've got to the stage now where jury selection is going to begin in what is going to be a very highly charged, very closely monitored case when this goes ahead. And we are seeing, again, protests even before the proceedings are underway.
WION World is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news updates on the move.